It's not every day you get a package in the mail from Pakistan. It's from Muhammad, the product engineer I hired to turn this into something I could actually sell. What does it look like? Did he scam me? How much did it cost? And why am I in this car? All those answers are in this box. I first made contact with Muhammad on December 8th, 2022, and things started smoothly. We had a couple meetings, I shared a couple files, and then Muhammad got to work. Muhammad would send me weekly updates every Saturday on his progress. Seeing my vision for the product go from my brain to reality was an amazing feeling, and those Saturday updates quickly became the highlight of my week in my otherwise boring existence at a work-from-home 9-to-5 sales job. Every Saturday, Muhammad's updates rolled in, and I'd quickly give my feedback. This system was fine because the progress was good and my feedback was quickly implemented, but it was still frustrating to work on someone else's time, and I'd have to wait a whole week just to contribute to my project a few sentences at a time.
Meanwhile,
back at my 9-to-5 sales job, things were less than ideal. I was feeling less and less engaged, and my sales numbers could have been the definition of mediocrity. But at each company Zoom meeting, I wore a mask of false enthusiasm. I spoke in corporate talk, kicking the can down the road, explaining how I was just around the corner from some massive improvement. But I knew my words could only buy me so much time in the face of my mediocre sales numbers. Back to Muhammad, and it's now January 28th, 2023, and the bottle's looking pretty good. On the 28th's weekly report, under tasks for next week, it says to dispatch prototype. While I knew it probably wouldn't be done next week, I figured it must be done pretty soon. And because I was looking for any excuse to quit my 9-to-5 sales job, I took this as a sign that it was my time to focus on the water bottle full time. And the logic and the math checked out with this move too. The logic was I'd rather quit instead of be fired from a job, because that looks a whole lot better on a resume in case this whole entrepreneurship thing fails and I have to go back to sales. And the math side was I had enough money to keep paying Muhammad until he finished the project. Muhammad had estimated 40 to 80 hours, so I budgeted 160 hours of pay. He couldn't possibly be over double, so a few days later, on February 3rd, I quit my job. The water bottle cap looked and worked exactly how I wanted to, except for one thing. It leaked. That's a pretty important thing for a water bottle cap not to do, I think you'd agree. The weeks turned into months, and each weekly report still showed a water bottle that leaked. Maybe a little less of a leak, maybe no leak in one area, but a new leak in another. Accompanied by each weekly report's disappointing results were confident assurances that the problem had been identified and a solution was just around the corner. Looking back on it, that does sound pretty familiar. Kicking the can down the road, explaining how I was just around the corner from some massive improvement. While waiting for Muhammad, I busied myself with making YouTube videos, writing blogs, making business and marketing plans, but eventually, waiting for Muhammad's updates that felt like minuscule improvements felt like being stuck in traffic. There was nothing I could do to make Muhammad or the cars go faster, but I started to wonder, was there a different route where I didn't have to wait in as much traffic? I voiced these complaints to Muhammad, and he understood and reduced the rate he was charging me. But that was only half the equation. The traffic was also costing me time, not just money. I debated with myself, going back and forth. Should I look for an exit ramp and find someone else to finish the bottle? I kept believing in Muhammad's convincing words, until one day, I finally just couldn't take it. And that day, June 17th, 2023. In that Saturday's weekly report, the water bottle still leaked, and Muhammad had taken off tasks for next week, shipping the water bottle. That was the final breaking point, and I ended the project.
you're fired.
I was worried Muhammad might be angry or charge me extra, but actually, he just seemed to be relieved to be done with this troublesome water bottle project. 2 weeks later, I got this package from Pakistan, security checked and everything. So this is it. It has a nice big handle that you can hold that folds nicely into the top. You open and close it by clicking up and down on this centerpiece, and if you twist the centerpiece, it locks it to guard against accidental spills in bags or something like that. So, how much did it cost? Muhammad had logged over 183 hours on the bottle before I canceled the project. That equates to over $5,000, over 228% of his original budget. And that brings me to why am I in this car? Well, I'm a DoorDash delivery person.